Okay, let's jump on in. We're not going straight to the village. Hey, Mr. Smarty, welcome, welcome. Not going straight into our little Thankmas Village immediately. Just going to do some actual gameplay, finishing off a prospect that I started.
Here we go. You got this.
Why, thank you. Motivational message of the day. Yes. Wait for the trees to load in. There they go. I do wonder if I should just turn the graphics down, make it more like just Minecraft levels, just to get smoother performance sometimes. It's usually fine. Now what the hell was I doing? We're cooking a nice, delicious prime meat there. Wait till that's finished, then I'll just eat it, to be honest. Then it can start on those. Cool. Rest of the wood can just go in here too, just to keep that going. These... Oh, that's right, the progress, like, does weird things. I don't know if it actually resets or if it's just a visual bug. But anyway. We are going to make another meat run, maybe? Do we have enough for that? I don't really have enough for that. There's one. Oh, I was loading stuff in here. Yeah. So we're just going to make a run of that. This prospect, the goal was to load up one launch pod with meat and one with veggies and stuff. So we're halfway there on one of them and most of the way there on the other. A few days ago bought some nautical turtles. Didn't have to Google where the cave sulfur is. Yeah, it's not intuitive. It gives you some hint with the dialogue. Like when you enter a Shallows cave for the first time, it's like trace amounts of sulfur in the vicinity or something like that. But it's not obvious, and normally you're running away from crashfish instead of investigating where they came from. So I think the idea is that if you get chased out of a cave, they expect you to go back in and then see the plant open or something. Yeah, they leave a little bit up to player assumption, or a little bit too much up to player assumption. There's a few things like that in both games, in the original and also in BZ. I remember that was like that with BZ for spiral plants. They give you a bit of a hint in terms of being able to get into vent gardens, but they don't make it clear. Which is fine, I don't expect it too handholdy, but at the same time it then results in a bit of a gameplay loop of like getting frustrated until you put the time in to look for something. And, you know, yeah, we're gamers, but we're also busy people, and you don't want to just be swimming around in circles for ages looking for something when it should really be a little bit more clear. Game called Satisfactory? Yeah, I've definitely heard of Satisfactory. Selfna played through Satisfactory at one point. His videos are on YouTube, they're quite amusing. He was doing pretty much everything manually instead of building machines to do it for him, which I appreciated, because that's pretty much how I would do it if I was playing the game, I think. And yeah, I'm just not as interested in the large-scale building style of things. I prefer this kind of small scale. Make a little hut. You're more about just fending for yourself. Even like this mission, we're sending supplies up to orbit, which is kind of what you're doing in Satisfactory. But in that, it's like you're sending a massive amount of resources for like construction and everything. This is more about just keeping the crews and the space stations alive. Just, yeah. And for me, a big part of playing a game is how it makes me feel. So, I mean, I'm just plundering the wildlife here. I don't like the loop of this particular mission where I'm just having to kill so many things just to get 600 cooked meat. I feel that the quantities are a bit large for what trying to achieve. I feel if it was more like 200 meat and maybe 600 fur, 600 leather or something. Completely desert, hanging trees, coastal brown area, plains. Yeah, total of 6 different types of enemy, yeah. Yeah, so like, geography-wise, there is variety, which I do appreciate. Like, once it hits full release, I have Satisfactory on my wish list. I'm keeping an eye on it. Once it hits full release, we'll see how it's developed. I might give it a go. I don't think I'd ever get beyond a certain point. I think I'd get the first couple of levels of the thing. I'll probably make the big space elevator sort of thing. Then I don't know if I'd progress more in terms of the actual progression. I would probably just explore. Like, it would just become a sandbox exploration game at that point. Which, yeah, it looks like a gorgeous game, so I would still get many hours of enjoyment out of it. So yeah, once it gets to that point, I'll probably give it a go. I'm kind of just waiting to see where it goes at this point. Takes around 30 minutes to go around. Ah, so it's a bit of a small map then, is it? Yeah. Maybe that's less interesting. I like the diversity of it, but if it's not very big, then that's a bit of a problem. Is that even across all of the biomes? That's a bit rich. I mean, in this it takes me 30 minutes just to get from one side of the forest to the other. I didn't mean to pick up bones, but whatever. Like, I don't know how big the Satisfactory map is, but this one is like 64 square kilometers. Each cell is 250 meters. We've only done a small bit of it, and it's already taken me, what, 10 minutes to get this far? Straight line missing quite a few. Oh, okay, so it's just edge to edge. If you did a world tour, it would take a little bit longer. It's still not a huge amount, though. I don't know. Either way, it's a pretty cheap game, isn't it? It's like 30 bucks or something New Zealand, so I'd still give it a go, and I'd still feel that I got my money's worth out of it. I'm sure of it. My standards for, like, value for money for games is not nearly as high as some people's, I've come to realize. So much meat is spoiled. Theoretically, I should just be building lots of ice boxes and only bringing stuff here when it's really ready. Because that didn't even increase much. It's 435 out of something. I think I'm hitting a kind of critical mass where I can't get more than what it's losing. I had the same problem with my pumpkins and stuff. That they were spoiling faster than I could produce them. Admittedly, my crop plantations is not optimal. I've since expanded it slightly, so I could do better. But it is getting to a point now, I think, that I will need to just stash a bunch instead of making these runs. I just need to cook a bunch, stash a bunch, oof, ow, and then just see how we go from there. Factory build, the only reason you're supposed to go across the maps to bring back more resources? Yeah, but any game can just be an exploration game if you want to, right? Like, if it's a pretty enough world that I'll enjoy just wandering around and taking screenshots and stuff, then it doesn't matter what the intention is. I will play a game how I want to play it. And if that just means running around not actually doing what I'm supposed to, then hell, that's how I play most open world RPGs. Hey, Tori! Finally made it back to a stream.
I finally made it back to a stream, Theka71, yay.
It sounds funny when it reads out your emotes. Oh, I've got an oxygen tank. I don't need to pick up stuff off the ground. I completely forgot that I grabbed an oxygen tank. We were just talking about Satisfactory, Tori. You enjoyed that. I'm still waiting to see more progress on it. Out of, I don't know if it has a projected release. Have they actually mentioned their, like, expected timeline? I'm not sure. could also rig a bunch of bombs to a whole forest and explode it at once. Yeah, it's very much play it your way, which I appreciate. If you want to really destroy the ecosystem, you can literally do it. Which is fun. I mean, let's be honest, it's just good fun sometimes. We have to get back to it, we enjoyed it. Yeah, visual eye candy, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, I'm not a big, like, factory game person. It becomes a bit too spreadsheet simulator. And a little bit too, kind of, impersonal. That's why I prefer the base building aspects of this instead, because it's very visceral. Like, you are doing everything yourself. Well, I mean, you make things to create things for you to an extent, but not big production lines or anything. Even once you get to the tier 4 tech in this and have electronics and stuff, you make a generator and things, you still have to be pretty hands-on in the whole process, and I prefer that. But, so, Satisfactory does look gorgeous. There's no denying that. And it does have a bit more biome diversity. It's a little bit more like the No Man's Sky style of Alien Planet instead. Which is another game that I need to get back to playing a lot more of. I've completely changed how you kind of play in No Man's Sky since I started it, so... Yeah, Thankmas, we are doing... I haven't even mentioned it this stream because I've just been doing actual gameplay. I was doing a thing the other day in the outpost zones where, because it's a building game, I can build houses, and that's the whole point of the charity, is building houses for people who don't have them. We've completely smashed the goal. I mean, partly because of the donation that I made, because the initial intention was I was going to donate 100 so that it was like halfway to the goal, have a goal of 200, and then if we met the goal, then I was going to top up another 100 on top. But from 0, we got to 120 pretty quickly, so then I just did my donations on top. So, yeah, smashed that goal, which I'm super happy about, because I fully expected that, like, no one would turn up, let alone be able to contribute. So, to have that was pretty incredible. I was getting a little bit emotional. Yeah. Good fun. So we're not in the outpost where our little donation village is at the moment, because I'm leveling up a new character in this, doing this kind of hunting and gathering mission. Seemed like a good one. It's got like a 15-day timer on it, so it's a mission that you can take your time in. And it's just a way to just spend a bit of time, because I'm not sure quite what I'd do in the outpost at the moment. Otherwise, I could just expand the buildings. If we finish this mission, and I'm still streaming, then I'll probably go back there and just make some beds and stuff. My higher level character is now available. It was in a different mission at the time, so I wasn't able to have all of my blueprints available. So I can go back and make some more stuff. And yeah, we'll have some fun later. We'll see how long it takes for me to actually finish this mission first, because I've got to fill a drop pod with a lot of cooked meat and another one with a lot of veggies. So, and I haven't played around with the crop growing in this game previously. Yeah, I feel it needs a little bit of work. I think it was a bit of an afterthought, but it's taken 2 years to get to update with 0.5, halfway to full release. We used the publisher to start a new game. Oh, they're the ones who did Valheim. Oh, okay. Didn't realise that. They have 19 employees. Yes, it's a small-time operation, though. If it's a small operation, then I feel that they should probably be focusing on one thing. I mean, so far as I understand it, Rocketworks, who makes this, is not a big company either. But this seemed to go from inception to delivery pretty quickly. Like, within a year or two? Feels like it was... I mean, I only became aware of this game earlier in the year when they were doing a beta weekend program for a couple of months. Ooh, that's a squash. Squash are really hard to find. Like, finding the veggies in the wild, you could probably collect all of the ones you need to deposit into the drop pod just in the wild and put them in there without them spoiling, but I started doing that, but was too unfocused on it. You need to really dedicate yourself to just doing one and then the next and then the next. If you spread it around, then you won't do it. But the squash ones are just so hard to see. Gives the math-based 3D factory also made the... Oh, Goat Sim, yeah. Goat Simulator was fantastic. I loved it. So stupid, but so much fun. Yeah, Coffee's Day. I thought it sounded familiar. Yeah. Brilliant. I love their name. The name is great. Yeah, Goat Simulator was funny. So pointless, so stupid, so good. I mean, it was only like a $10 game or something. Oh, I got it on special regardless, so... Yeah. Whoa! Hey, Tori! You like my kazoo? There was a range of fanfare options, and I found kazoos. Thank you, $20. That's enough for a house. So I can actually just bail out of this and jump into the outpost whenever. Especially if you're not going to be around for too much of the stream, then I can make sure that I jump across and build that for you shortly. But I will get back to a safe place in this first. So much going to spoil. Yeah. It's definitely gets to a tipping point in this, then if you don't have things being preserved, that things just spoil very quickly. I think that with everything that I've planted currently, I might be finishing off the squash. Hey, more pumpkins. See, I did a big sweep of things, and I'm sure I got all of them, but it seems not. It's a lot extra. No rush? Okay, cool. I certainly don't think I'm going to finish this mission soon, unfortunately. It is a big one. It's meant to be a long mission. In this, the prospect timers for the session-based missions, the timers vary widely. You've got some hard ones, like you've got specifically hard ones where the timer is only a few hours because they specifically want you to have to do it quickly. That's the actual challenged ones. The ones that aren't as challenging, or even if it's like, it's not a hard mode basically, it'll be like a 3-day timer for a short mission, or it'll be 7 days for a medium length one. This one is 15 days, like that's in real time. Because it's a multiplayer game, like you can play with up to 8 people in a mission. They do it all by real time. There's been a lot of people complaining about it. And it's a valid point that if you're doing solo content, then it makes sense that the timer should perhaps be game time, not real time. I can understand that to an extent. Or at least just time in-game as such. But when you're playing multiplayer, it makes much more sense. And they don't want things just taking up space on the server, so I get that. They could definitely just remove the timers for specifically offline solo mode, though, because then you don't have the same excuse. But the whole point is to have the gameplay be consistent, so I don't mind it because the timer is so long. You just need to not forget about things, basically. Don't start something if you don't think you're going to finish it. Squash. 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 It's really annoying that sometimes these only result in one plant, because you need to use one again to re-sow it to grow more. Kind of annoying. So out of those 5, I have 9, which means I only get a net 4 increase. I definitely think that the farming aspect in this was an afterthought, because I think people just, in the beta weekends, there was a lot of people saying, oh, is there farming? Because there's wheat around, and you can harvest it. There was a patch here, but I cleared it away because I don't care about it. Because you make bread and stuff like that as well. Which is fun. I have space. Yay. So things won't spoil when they're in an icebox like this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 46 out of the 120 that I need. all of these be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I'm lucky, I'll get like 40 out of that, so I'll be 2/3 of the way there. It's just so many things to have to gather. It would be fine if you had multiple people working on it. I mean, this is meant to be a multiplayer game. It's always hard mode doing things like this solo. I also should have made more plots. Like, I could have expanded the platforms here around. Actually, I could put a ramp up, or a ladder. I could probably make a ladder and just put more plots on my roof. Maybe that's worth it. That's an idea. While I've still got some sunlight. Ooh. That's the other thing that's really fun about this game compared to something like Satisfactory. Like, I don't know what weapons you get in Satisfactory, but there is something very satisfying about doing a long-distance kill shot like that. Skyrim style. It's very satisfying. That's why I have the Hunter Call of the Wild is in my game library as well. So that's definitely with a gun, not with a... What are you doing? You're not a carnivore. I'm guessing you were just drinking at the same spot, but it looked very suspicious. Game makes it early access. Okay, yeah. Mind you, the perception of time before 2019 is a little bit strange these days. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, as base building games go, I definitely prefer things being a lot more immediate and personal. And that's where Icarus really scratches that itch more than anything. More than others that I've seen for a while. And it's got a good variety of things that you can do. It's by no means perfect, but it's a really good game, and I've gotten a lot of hours out of it. There's been a lot of people who don't like the kind of the core gameplay loop of it being session-based and having to start from essentially scratch each time. But that's the fun part to me. Bear, hi. This is risky. And jump off. Once you get bears in water, they cease to be scary. Small zapper, a big whappy stick zapper, and a high-grade explosive. And a shotgun. Yeah, well, shotgun's a close range. I prefer long range. I'm a sniper at heart, so... I much prefer the bow and arrow. You can get a nice recurve bow in this too. It's really nice. So what I'm going to do is juggle this around like so. I'm going to take some more of this, another stack like so. I'm going to put these in here still. Put these in the ice box here. Because I have a couple of campfires outside that I had from earlier. So I can actually get more things all going at once. So let's do that. So I can cook things all in parallel and then all stuff them into the icebox. And I'll sleep until morning so that it's actually night. Or light, not night. SMG medium range. Eh. Give me a single shot bolt action any day. Insofar as there's any particular reason to actually shoot anything in Satisfactory anyway, right? Now that was satisfying. It started moving and just hit it in the leg, but it had already decided that it was dead. You are already dead. Oh, well. Hopefully my crops will be ready soon. I know I did read that they kind of bug out when you leave and come back into the game, so I'm hoping that that hasn't happened, that they've just kind of screwed me out of that lot of stuff. It looked like they were still growing. Oh, and the ones down the side definitely grew, so I'm optimistic. Because these ones weren't ready and then they were, so I just don't know how long it takes them. It takes them like a single real-time hour, I think. So maybe it just reset the timer, and that's the problem. Can't remember if the fireplace cooks anything faster than the campfires do. Not sure. Once these are finished, then I can take the wood out again. No, I can take the wood out, split it, put it back in. Take the wood out, and then put it back in. Resplits it for me. That's cool. I can take the cooked stuff out straight away so it doesn't start spoiling too much. Juggle those into there. So I was gonna expand things a little bit. If I just cover it over, will that be enough? I wonder. Maybe it will. We make 1, 2... Well, I can make 4 of them so far. Well, I need some more. I need, let's take the copper out so that I'm working on the iron. Specifically, then I can put the copper back in. So I'm going to want some more just wooden posts. And then I can put that there, that there, that there. Let's do these diagonal instead. Placing things on here can be finicky. There. And then there. I should have built my house closer to the water in the first place, I think. Okay, so, yeah. No, that's fine, I think. Basically, I just want this little bit here protected a bit better. Can you go sideways, please? There we go. Once you have one place, then it usually follows on. There. And then there. So I've got a little bit of a cover bit here. I can't remember why I made a flat one. Now I can just replace one of these, I guess. I'll replace this one. So at least I'll have a platform to drop onto if everything else was to break. Cool. Let's move that around, take that out, put it in here. So we're at 411. This is where the maths does come into it a little bit. 411. Oh, I actually need to eat some myself. So eating some yourself is a good way of getting rid of things that are about to spoil. So it doesn't just go completely to waste. So we've got almost 100. So it'll take it over to 500. But then I lose like 20 every single time there's a period of rot. Every 10 minutes or so. Now, what was I doing with my talents? There's far too many talents. Bonus to arrow damage, probably? So that I can work my way down here. What am I actually wanting in this tree, though? Because this is a new character, I'm experimenting with some different things. I think I just wanted to focus on harder to detect with stealth. That was one that I was kind of wanting as well. I don't care about a lot of these, but... Oh, yep, that was a bit too long a message. Careful with that. Sorry. That's just a Streamlabs default. But yeah, break it up a bit more. How did the people way before us live without a microwave? Mentioned at 3 AM you want to eat some meat you cooked earlier. They have to take the meat out of the icebox, walk outside, set the fire. Well, you wouldn't have to walk outside. You'd have a, you had a, like, wood-burning stove inside. You have a fireplace. You would just put, like, a thing on the fire inside. But yes, microwaves are very convenient. Very convenient. People also just worked around that convenience, right? Or the lack of convenience. I started going down here and getting things for like gathering and increased yield from metal, but I'm not using that yet. I should have waited. I think I just want more movement speed, eh? More movement speed is always good. There's nothing really else in this tree that I want, though. I could work down towards these things, but I think I decided I just didn't care enough. So resistance to exposure. So I have to put one tick into each of these. Because these are really good, but I've got to invest 12 points just to get to them. But they would be really useful. Oh, let's just start working on that. I've already got some of the bow combat. I've got the faster move speed while holding bow, so I just have my bow out and I just run faster, which is great. Most of the solo tree approach done. I wish I hadn't bothered with the health ones and just kept them in stamina. We'll see if I have any extras left over at the end. Where are you going? You're going there. Trying to rewrite the Declaration of Independence here. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, we have it very easy in terms of a lot of conveniences, but you've also got to bear in mind that when you have that sort of inconvenience or lack of convenience, you learn a lot of shortcuts around doing it. Like, if you did want to get up at like 3 AM to make yourself something back in the day, I'm sure you'd have optimized a way to do it yourself. Can we get the long shot? Oh, yes we can. From downtown. Beautiful. Where are you going? Also, yeah, to heaven, yes. I was just musing on whether or not its the mortal soul was innocent enough where it would end up in heaven or hell. I know where I'm going. But it's fun. What do they say? Heaven for the weather, hell for the company? Something like that. It's a rabbit. I mean, rabbits are an easy one meat. I guess it's worth it. They always have at least one meat on them, so... may as well. He's right there, so... yep, there we go. Very little of anything else, but... like the Factorio item tree better than Satisfactory's progression. Yeah, Satisfactory's progression is... it's not really character-based, is it? It's more just the way you build things, and then you unlock certain things, which I can also get behind. It doesn't try to be an RPG, really, that's for sure. Not that I am aware of, anyway. Which is fair. I don't mind that. Oh, these are finished now. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, the visual, it was just a visual bug on... which means these should all start, like, tick, 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 ticking as I planted these just slightly later than these. That's cool. Good. That gives me something to do before I go. I'll just reset them all planting with more things. Oh, good. Good crit to start with. Oh, well, there you go. It only took 2 hits. Bears can be terrifying. Certainly early game. Once you get a longbow and some bow and arrows, they are easier, especially if they're lower level. I missed actually what level this guy was. Level 2, yeah. So, low level bears, you can take down with a couple of criticals. But you do have to be a good shot. Wolves are much easier. I'm actually going to run back to base then. It's a bit inconvenient. The meat on me is going to start to spoil. But, you know, it's whatever. But this way I can set all of this stuff cooking. and it'll be done by the time I get back, so it just maximizes a little bit of time. Yeah. So let's do that. I'm not fully skinning things. You can, like, take everything from them and then... oh, I need to put my berry buff back on. You can take everything from them and destroy the skeleton and get more bones out of it, but I just don't need the extra resources. Gotten so many furs and stuff already. The only downside with the kill cams is that time still moves. It's not like time stops or anything, so if you're in a dangerous place, you're just leaving yourself open to being attacked by things. Oh, hello, wolf. Hi. Hi. Level up. Nice. Cool. I can increase my movement speed. Bye, bye, bye. 3 different words, 3 different meanings. Correct. But also 3 different spellings in that case, at least. I don't hate the English language, I love it. The English language has the biggest opportunity for wordplay, which is something I really enjoy, so I love it. It's like here, here, and here, which, you know, you can pronounce them differently. That's the other thing. It's people are like, oh, they're the same word. It's like, well, a lot of them you do pronounce slightly differently. We're just too lazy to do so. So that's more a you problem than a language problem. When you have words that... Like, there are a lot of examples of words where they will look and sound the same but have different meanings. But then it's all about the context, and that's not unique to English. That's true in a lot of languages, where it's all about how you use the word. Like in German, for example, depending on how you combine different parts to make a different compound word gives it different meaning. Same in a lot of languages. For English, it's just all broken out, so you're more likely to have separate words for things instead of making compound words to do a similar sort of job. So it becomes confusing in isolation because you're not usually seeing them. I keep hearing a pig. I think there must be something stuck under the ground here or something. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's if you look at the words in isolation, sure, you can claim that they are confusing. But most of the time, just the context of how you use them in a sentence is what gives them their distinct meaning. And then there is very little chance of misunderstanding. And that's, again, that's true of pretty much all languages. Bye, bye, bye. Popular song by NSYNC. Oh, that's a classic. Yeah. That's my teenage years you're talking about there. Bye, bye, bye was a great song, and I love the music video. Car chase scene. Iconic. Reminded me a bit of the car chase scene from Mission Impossible 2, I think. It's a very similar sort of thing. Maybe that's where they got inspiration from. It's a similar sort of time period. Let's increase movement speed again. I want to run faster. I'm just optimizing things in this build, this particular... Oh, that was just the bison. This character, this new character, I'm trying to optimize things that are more just convenience factors, because a lot of the other things are just a lot more circumstantial. Like, my last one that I leveled up beyond level 40 is a bear. This is where the movement speed might come in handy if I miss. At least I'm not far from my base if I die. Missed him. Do I really want to do this? It's a level 38. Well, it's too late. I've shot him now. Okay, and... Got him. So long as he doesn't hit me too much, it's usually fine. But then it draws the wolves in as well. Oh, he got distracted. They do get distracted and they try and get to the last place you were. So you can kind of avoid them that way. Okay. Always a little bit tense. Especially with the bears, because they hit like a truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this meat run. going to run up to the far drop pod. I should set a waypoint so I don't get lost. So I'm going to run up that way. I'm going to come back to base. I'm going to harvest all of my squash. Which hopefully won't be overdone. Maybe I'm taking too long. Especially since I keep getting distracted and killing things. Which I kind of have to do, to be fair. Oh, I'm going to need to do another couple of, like, it's going to be a couple of rotations of pumpkin. So I do have a fair amount of time. Hey, at least I run faster now. Headshot. I think of early 2000 stereotypes where I think the Bye 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 music video. Yeah? There's more pumpkin here? Okay, where am I in relation to that drop pod? I'm near the edge of H14 and I14. Okay. See if I remember that later. Probably not. I have a terrible memory sometimes, especially when I'm tired. Yeah, Shamwai, you can live today. For now. I just need to run there and back again. Drop off the meat. There's so much stuff is spoiling. It's at 391. I was over 400 before. Because every 10 minutes, I think it is, I lose like 20. Which is a lot. But then I'm running back with 120 or so, you know, it's fine, I guess. It seems like you're just deferring. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is, yeah, you do the skinning thing and it removes the outer... It seems to expect that you're wanting to strip the animal and not... And, I should pick it up. It seems to expect that what you're wanting to do always is take the fur and stuff, so that's the way it animates. But what I'm actually doing is taking all of the meat and just leaving behind the rest. But it's not expecting that. So that's fine. Next time there's a storm, they will just get destroyed by the environment effects anyway, so... I mean, to be fair, I'm making it available, but then, yeah, it should really just leave the skeleton lootable. Pumpkin, I'm just going to grab them now. They'll probably decay by the time I get back, but whatever. Unless I find more to bulk out the stack, then they're just going to disappear, but... I'm not going to come back this way, so... It doesn't really matter. So how long does it take for them to decay? 800 seconds. What's 800 seconds in actual time? 60 is 10 minutes, so 600 would be 10 minutes. 720 is 12 minutes, so it's like 13 minutes or something weird. It's a really weird amount of time. Yeah, it's like 13 minutes or something. So I guess that's how I can tell how long. And for a cooked meat, what is it? Oh, a lot longer. 1260 something seconds. So that's over 20 minutes. Okay. Well, that's okay then, yeah. Okay, see, all of these are starting to rot. I've lost 46 while I've been gone. What I should actually be doing, potentially, is trying to reset some of these timers before they go in, I guess. But I also don't want to overeat, so it's kind of a net meh a lot of the time. So we're at 530. We are actually getting pretty close. So cooked fish gives steamed fish stamina regeneration. Okay, well, stamina regen is nice. I would like you to... I'll wait until you finish this one, but I'd like you to finish the fish first, thank you. And I'll actually just take... I'll wait till this cooks, because then it'll be nice and green. And it resets the spoil time. Okay, so raw meat spoils in 10 minutes. That's where I was getting the 10 minutes from. Okay. It's almost nighttime again. I've got a cave over here that I did put a bedroll in, so I can sleep over here. It's just so much easier to make the run back when it's actually daytime. We'll clear out the cave worm first. Gotcha.
One shot, one kill.
Let's snipe me Elmo. Ah. I try to pick them up before they go flying. But there we go. So let's set that campfire going. Sleep. It is exactly 1 minute past 6, which is perfect. So sleeping doesn't actually advance time in terms of all of the cooldowns and stuff, which is great because that would be terrible. If you had to worry about decay of things overnight and like your oxygen use and stuff, then it'd be really... Okay, well, that one's almost gone, so we'll do that. Reset that counter, and we will... Oops, I need more wood. Oh, good timing. And it's a thunderstorm too. Lovely. Oh, hang on. I now have enough squash. Just by picking up stuff in the wild. Fantastic. I don't even need to wait for my other things to finish. Wait, my ice is gone again. What the fuck? It keeps disappearing. I can make a run up to... It's like it's running through much faster for some reason. Because this was lasting for ages before. But it's like it's no longer lasting as long. Anyway, let's just go. I'm going to run across and dump this off because that's all I need. And these can go in this one because it still has ice. Maybe it was just using it up faster than I thought, because this had 4 and that had 3, so it must have just been using it up faster. Or maybe when I'm not in the area, it doesn't use it as fast, which would be really annoying, but... Right, let's just run across. I don't care about the thunderstorm until it actually hits the red zone further along. Is that red or is it black? That's red. Until it hits that, not a big deal, nothing to worry about. That's when the lightning actually comes. Okay, so pop, 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 pop. All of the melons have completely decayed, but it doesn't matter because I put them in. Once you put them in, and you've completed the objective, so I needed to drop off 80 watermelons, then it doesn't matter anymore. So it doesn't matter that they're not there anymore. It's kind of funny, and like I get it, it's fair enough. It would absolutely suck if you had to have them all in there contiguously, but... I mean, it would make even more sense if the drop pod was refrigerated, right? That should have a solar panel on it or something, and it should be powered so that you... Once you drop things off, they don't spoil in the actual pod. That would make much more sense. But, you know, I guess that the companies... I jumped straight over Mudridge. The companies that are responsible for the exploration in Icarus are cheapskates, so, you know, it makes sense. So once again, just juggle things around so that the... seems to work from left to right, so we just do it like that. We're going to have to make an ice run now. So what I was actually going to do is drop out of this and go across to my outpost to make Tori's house for her donation. But the issue is that storm timers reset when you do that, so I'm not going to do it just now. I kind of don't want to plant those again. This is pumpkin, isn't it? Yeah, I don't want to replant these until all of these are done, so that way it's matching. I don't actually need these squash or anything now. I mean, I'll probably just go and dump them over in the drop pod anyway, because why not? Like that. One. I'm also going to make an ice run. Oh, I should repair. I don't have my repair thing on me. Is it in here? Yeah, repair tools. Let's repair these. Okay, so the roof over the stairs protected it, which is nice. The rest of it obviously not being protected. But hey, if I only need to repair like 4 parts, then that's fine. Yeah, let's go drop the squash off. Let's go quickly run up to the ice zone. Hunt a few things on the way, come back, and those crops should be grown. and I can put them all in the icebox, and instead of replanting them, since that seems to do funny things to the timer, I will head to my outpost at that point. I will swap characters for that. A bear? It is a bear. Bears give good meat. Ah, he stopped. I thought he was going to keep walking. He stopped. Oh, perfect. Bears, really not a problem when they're low level, and you hit them accurately. Bonk. Only want the meat. I won't bother dropping that off just yet, actually. Let's just run up to the S and back. It's past the drop pod, that's kind of annoying. It's quite a long way. Anyway, let's just go do that, come back. So I just want to drop that off, or get that filled back up again. Stock my ice boxes up. I'll get a good, like, 20 bits of ice or something. Have 10 each. That should last me plenty of time to finish this mission off. And yeah, the crops should be well and truly grown by the time I get back. Another bear. It is. Okay. Are we brave enough to take on this bear without water being in the way? Well, we took out the last one well enough, didn't we? So we should be fine. And if we die, we die. You know, it is what it is. Penalties are not that bad. You lose your level progress, which would hurt a bit because we are close to going up another level. Going that way. I thought he was coming up this way. Always jump down here if I need to. The rough terrain is going to mess with the pathing a bit. I get a good shot on his head from here, though. Yeah, good. If you start off with a critical... There we go. If you start off with a stealth critical, it does like 700 and something damage. And that means you only need a couple more criticals. And that was a level 41 bear, so that's pretty good. So yeah, stealth critical plus 2 normal criticals equals dead bear. Probably be lots of wolves up near the Arctic border, which is good as well. Just gonna clear out these guys. I'm gonna clear you out now while you're standing still. Another bear? Oh, there's a lot of bears around. Who are you? I hear the... Oh, hello. Hear the noise in the background. Sort of thing. They do announce their presence at least pretty well. Like, you can hear howls of wolves when they're around. You can hear the growls of bear. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's coming this way. Okay. Once again. No, missed. Critical. Good. Should have been stealth critical. Good. We're getting the hang of this. Harvest this guy first before I forget. Before something comes along and does it for me. Bonk, bonk. Cool. Thing is, I'll get brave about killing these bears, and then I will try to take one on when I really shouldn't, when I'm like far from base and stuff like that. And then I'll just miss every single shot. Or they just won't be criticals, I'll just hit them on the flanks and stuff, and it just doesn't go down, and then they kill me. And the same strategies do not work for polar bears, that's for damn sure. Polar bears are tanks. Which makes perfect sense. They should be. But it is brutal. Let's go visit the Arctic and hope there isn't a storm on, because I don't have the right armor for it. I haven't even learnt how to make fur armor. Probably should. Yep, and here's all the wolves. And the snow wolves are a lot more observant. It's the other side of the rock now, I think. Bonk, bonk. You don't want to leave the bodies hanging around for too long, because otherwise they will attract the other predators. But it seems just clearing away the meat is all that it takes to stop them attracting the others. Which makes sense. Because I've left so many things just littered around and it hasn't attracted things again. Crunch. Bone knives really do not last very long, but that kind of makes sense. Bone is a hefty thing. Snow rabbit. Sorry. I want to see how much meat you give me. It's usually at least one, and that makes it worth it, because I need a lot. Cool. Right through the nape of the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That'll do. Couple of wood, because why not? And let's get out of here. Not going to hang around. The Arctic is actually a pretty good area for hunting because there's quite a high density of wolves and stuff generally, but they're also very tough, and I'm not equipped for the Arctic. I don't have fur armor. I haven't even made a textile bench to make armor. I don't really have space for it in my base, so I can't be bothered. And besides, deer tend to give more in the way of meat. Normally I only hunt for wolves and stuff, generally because the predators are the thing that you want to actually clear out and go out of your way sometimes to clear out, because it makes things safer. They also give better fur, which is often what I'm actually after. So there's that. Ow. I have enough meat actually being cooked. Oh, it's an uncooked pile. I have enough on the go to actually complete the mission now, I think, for that. So it all comes down to the pumpkins. How close are these? Ah, almost there. Okay. I don't want to leave this outpost until they are finished, because of how the leaving and coming back seems to screw up. So, Tori, if you're still there, I am going to get to your house shortly. But due to the vagaries of how this game processes things, I am not going to do things right this moment. Because whether it's a visual bug only, the clock timers seem to reset, or just go away. I don't know if they reset to scratch, because if they reset to scratch, that's bad. I don't want that. So, I'm just gonna harvest a few more things, because I'm not 100% confident that I have enough. I need to do a proper count. I also need to bear in mind that I'm going to lose... Apparently that didn't kill him. It wasn't critical, that's why. I'm gonna lose more... We're at 480 now, so we need 120. But by the time I get back, there's probably going to be another tick. So that means another 20-something gets lost in that time. I should actually be firing up my parallel campsites, my campfires. So I'm going to do that. So that way I can cook multiple things all at once and have them all in the icebox, because otherwise the raw meat will just spoil. Just leave the door open, shall I? You can walk through it. So let's take out these, and let's... Do I have more wood somewhere? I do. Good. Here, split that in half. Go out here. Oh, we still have wood in these anyway. Good. Activate. You. Activate. Good. Didn't realise that. Sweet. And I'll actually put some more wood in you. Let's move this around so that one's the first one to go. Just need to tweak things a little bit here and there. Okay. Well, these are all so close to spoiling. I think it might be a case of, once again, I'll just take out this. Yeah, 23 seconds. I'm just going to let that spoil and then put it back in again with 5. Just be done with it. That way, because 20 seconds is not long enough to get over to the other side anyway. Let's just do that with all of these ones that are almost... These are almost there. Almost there. What are you? Is that a buffalo or a bear? Oh, there's a deer anyway. I was meaning to count up my meat, actually. I think I want to have... There is a bear up there. Good. Okay. Lead that down to the water as well. So 120, I want to have at least 150 on me, so preferably like 160. So that's 8 stacks of meat. That's a lot. 740, good start. Not a good finish. He's only level 9 anyway. There was one more arrow that I really needed. How many arrows do I have actually? 15. Might be a case of, yeah, I'm actually gonna do this, get more bones. Not sure how many sticks I have, but I'm just gonna craft some more of them. Can usually pick them up, but they do have a break chance. So sometimes they just disappear. And my pumpkin's done. Hooray! Hooray! They'll be slowly starting to all be done. So let's just pick up all of these. I'm going to leave the patches bare for now. And then jump across to my outpost. To my donation village. And we can start making pretty things. Others are still going. In here, let's juggle these around. Put these in here. So, and then another 7 go in here as well. Wait for this to finish, juggle these around. And actually I'm going to take these out and put these in these outside because we're running out of these. Actually not really. Whatever. There. And there. So we've got 120, but we wanted 160, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. Pumpkins! 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 Oops. Pumpkins, 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 pumpkins. I use just my keyboard to move. My cursor stays in the same place. Bump, 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 bump. And bump. Nice. So we've got... Oh, that's 1. I could have actually done this. Okay. So we have 118 out of the 200 that we need. So I'm going to need to do another patch. That's fine. What we can do is we're actually going to just deactivate that for now. Deactivate that for now. It's actually almost 6 o'clock anyway, so we're going to leave this one going. Because we're going to sleep. We're going to sleep, it's going to be morning, and we're going to go to our outpost. Cool. So we have over 120. But we now need 121. There we go. So that, and then deactivate that for now. It was saved 22 seconds ago, so I guess we just keep this going anyway. Don't think it actually matters what state they're in. I probably should have left the ones going outside as well, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, we'll just set these going again. Why not? That. That. Be careful you don't stand in the fire for too long. You will set yourself on fire. 44, 45. Okay, so we've got 15 seconds until it syncs up. It syncs up with the database every minute, so we'll do that. Zero seconds ago. Return to character selection. So, let's take our high-level character this time, so I've got more blueprints available. And head to our Thankmas outpost. What's our loadout, actually, for this character at the moment? That doesn't seem right. Or I think I might have just been pretty much abandoning this character, actually, to be fair. I thought I had more things. I don't really want to take anything with me anyway, because outposts are kind of a bit weird in how they work at the moment in terms of your gear, so... I have nothing. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Maybe it's because it was my other character was previously in here. I don't know. I don't need anything with me anyway. I'll probably want to make like I need to make an axe and stuff, but that's fine. I've got lots of spears hanging around anyway. Let's just grab some oxite for now. Since we're here, everything respawns every time you come into an outpost anyway. Let's do that. I'm gonna have to go up to the big house first. Kind of an annoying place to drop in, to be honest. Never mind. Let's grab some sticks. Grab some berries, put those down here where we normally do. Make a stone pickaxe, make an axe, make a knife. Oh, when I get more stone, then I'll make a knife. Get some more sticks. It's actually nighttime already. That's fine. We'll run up and sleep in the big house and then we'll come back down to the village. Oxide. Now I can make a knife, and I can make a bow, and I can make a few arrows. Cool. Off to a good start. I can't remember if I'd stashed a sickle somewhere. There's my nice big causeway. We're just going to ignore that for now, because we can just run off the side. Some more berries to keep me going. Gives me some more fibers too. If I have any bone and stuff spare, then I can make myself a bone sickle if I really want lots of fibers. Not quite sure how outposts work, whether or not if I kit myself out with a bunch of stuff. Or maybe it's because I went to a prospect in between times that it changed. Not sure. Over to my bridge. Up and over. To the big house. Need to open the window. And we'll want to set this going. We have a bunch of sticks in there for now. It's almost after 10. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm after. Just going to leave that in there. I don't know if I need that. But I've got movement module and canteen. And there's a rainwater collection out the window here. It doesn't actually fill up my canteen though. Also can't see how much there is. There's 100 in there, it's full. So that should fill up my container gradually. Even without there being fuel, like in terms of ice. I don't actually know how it works. I thought just drinking from it would fill up my canteen as well. It doesn't seem to be working. It says requires fuel, but you've got rainwater in there. Does that not work? I'm sure that used to work. Whatever, it's 6 o'clock. Should have brought an oxygen tank with me. Turn that off. Nothing to cook anyway. Still hasn't worked. Okay, well I'll fill it up myself when I go down to the river anyway. It doesn't really matter. Okay, we have movement speed module now. Run, run, run. Alright, let's go make some stuff. Let's go make Tori a house. 20 bucks is a stone house, yes. Single story stone hut. So I'm not sure what I've got in the way of stone and wood down there at the moment, but we'll find out. There's plenty of trees, plenty of rocks. Nodes are meant to respawn in the outpost maps anyway. What will be really interesting is there were some things that were kind of clipping into buildings. It'll be interesting to see how those are handled. Whether or not they just come back and you now just have half a rock through a building. Hopefully there's some collision detection on the respawn mechanic. There's also where we get frame rate drops because it's having to render all of the shadows for all of these railings. I bumped into the log again. I don't like using the door. Nope, bumped into the log again. Let's just use the door. The doors are at the ends to stop deer and stuff getting onto the bridge, because I was having issues with them trying to jump up the stairs. So I no longer have stairs. Well, this is still there. Gonna get myself some more Arct-Ice as well while I'm here. I can't remember whether I've actually gotten signs and stuff for this character yet. Tier 2... Wooden signs, yes I do. I've got spare, so I could even get some tables and chairs going if I wanted. Okay, so we've got anonymous here. Oh, all the signs reset? Ooh, I guess because it's, I know who it was. So we've got anonymous was $50. Maybe it's saved to the character instance of the outpost, because I started this in a different character. Or I made these in different characters. This is Razor... How do you spell Razor 1's name again? I want to get it right. Well, his actual donation name was just Razor 1, like that. And that was 20. And then this was the one and only Maynard with 30. And then this was Profound Pup with 20. And we've got fireplaces and bedrolls in each of them. So I guess we could go next to Anonymous, or we could go over here. I think we go over here. So we're going to need some wood, and we're going to need some stone. Really sure I didn't really leave much here. No, we can make a sign at least, so that's a start. And I can make a bunch of interior pieces, which is nice. We have the sign on us down here. Oh, we do have some wood. Good. Some wood there. We've got iron if we need it for more nails. Got a lot of stone. Okay, oh, we've got plenty then. We need 8 of these for a building. And then we need 4 of these for sides. And 4 of those I can't make, so I wonder what I'm short of. I'm going to guess wood. Have I got more wood in here? No, I've just been burning sticks in here. I usually like to keep some in here because it stops it going away. I should make an ice box, actually. I don't think I have the access to ice here. Don't think so. So I guess I would have to make a powered refrigerator instead. That's a lot of materials. That's a lot of electronics to have to make. Yes, so we've got these, and then, yeah, 4 of these. Wood and stone, okay. Cool. Time to chop some trees down. I should have actually chopped it over the other side because I might need to clear some space, but that's fine. We get lots of wood. Bonk. Let's just chip away a bunch. Cool. We'll just get rid of the rest of this tree as well. I could theoretically make myself a much better axe, but honestly, a stone axe is just fine most of the time. Sure, the others are more efficient and stuff, but and get you more for your felling. So many trees around, you just cut the tree down. Not doing. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then dump the rest of those in there as well as some of that, just to have a bit extra. Cool. Right, I'm going to need to make a bunch of posts as the next bit. So need at least 8, probably more. Let's go down here. I'm also going to want to come over here and make 4 of these. I could make the interior wood floors now. Very nice. Hello. Just standard wood floors is fine. I should probably make a couple of others actually, because I'm extending the veranda around. I can make 2 others. I'm 1 wood short of making another. Cool. Alright. I think we're pretty well equipped. Let's come around here. So here we probably want to... Oh, we do have some more stairs going up. So we could just go straight across here, or we go out 1 further? Not sure. If we go out 1 further, then we could have a house on the corner there as well if we need to. And then Tories can be here. I think that works. Go there, there, there. And that's the kind of veranda bit going along. But that'll be the front of the house as well. Actually, no, the front of the house would be... There'd be 1 gap? There would just be 1 gap. That tree's going to have to go. There's that, and then there's that. 1, and then 2. Okay, so let's just pull these out. Do that there. Right. That middle one isn't going to be there, is it? No. That's the middle of the house. We don't need a pole there. Okay. We'll put it there instead. So we'll have the door coming out here. We'll have the window on the left. So this tree has to go. Hopefully it'll fall away from me. Like it's supposed to. Good. I wouldn't want it crashing down on the house. There's all the woods. Just realised I'd hit an OBS. There we go. Did you say Maynard? I did say Maynard. I'm going to be highlighting my previous stream from the other day and getting it on YouTube. Yeah, Maynard came in before he started his Doom stream for the day and dropped a 30 donation to get us to the 100 goal. I was super starstruck. I was incredibly surprised and very thankful. So yeah, he has a very pog. Very Nard pog slide, in fact. So yeah. Leading from in front. So his house is slightly bigger than others because he donated 30 instead of the minimum 20. It was, yeah, I can't even describe the thing because the stream was amazing. Like, it started off tumultuously because my daughter was acting up. She's still in hospital at the moment. Did I put this in the right place? Yeah, I did. So yeah, I set a timer going, and I was meaning to start at a certain time, and then I ended up delaying that because I was giving some medication to my daughter and something to eat and stuff. So yeah, so that was a thing. I'm gonna make your roof correct because I realized that my roofs were wrong for the others, but I don't bother fixing them for everyone else. Do that, and then have a window there. Yeah, so it started tumultuously, to say the least. And then, Razor 1 donated straight out of the gate, but I didn't actually see it at the time because I was AFK. But I realized that afterwards and got his going. It was an anonymous $50 donation. I have suspicions as to who that was, but I don't know for sure, and I'm not going to speculate because it was anonymous. So that got us to 70, so that was incredible. So I made a little, the big house over there, that's the anonymous one, because that's got 2 stories on it. Originally I was just going to make a little one for myself down here anyway as a base of operations, but I was using the anonymous house as the base of operations. Just make another one rather than going back to my carpentry bench, just make another one there. Bonk. The Chaos Goddess. $20. There you go. It's not finished yet. I will build a fireplace. And bedroll might be tricky because I need fur for a bedroll. It's really annoying. Because on this map you have to harvest a ton of deer to get enough fur. And unfortunately beds take even more, which is really annoying. I just need a lot of stone for now. What I really wish is that there was a bedroll unlockable in the... should have grabbed my better pickaxe. If there was a bedroll unlockable in the space station that you could bring down, that would make me so happy. It would be so good. There's the canteen that I have, which is really handy, so I can just do that, and then I just basically don't need to worry about water for ages because that just gets filled up. There's an oxygen tank as well, which is great. So once you get those unlocked, it takes a lot of the stress. The oxygen tank you need a dissolver to fill, which is like a tier 2 item from the crafting bench. So it's not advanced tech. It's pretty decent. You can't start a character with it. but it doesn't take you that long to get there, which is fine. Yeah, so there's quality of life things that you can bring down with you, as well as the pickaxes and stuff, just to be slightly better than stone, and it just lets you either don't need anything more than that for a lot of the missions, or for the missions that require higher tech, you can just use your station pickaxe to get your way to platinum, and then do platinum tech. So you can date all the cryptos. Birthdays in Jan. That's fine. I mean, you know, I get it. Donations are something that are a luxury. So I do these. I wanted to do this and do a bit of fundraising. I'm in a position. I'm in a very fortunate position that I have the spare cash that I can donate to. Like, you know, I could hold back and I could just pay more against my mortgage, but I wanted to do something and put something towards a cause that will allow other people to have a house, because that's a pretty important thing. But yeah, I get it. Like, people should never donate more than their means. If you're unable to, that's perfectly fine. Like, $20 is $20. There's actually, if I hide myself and the game for a second. So this is what we're working towards. So we've got new story. It's the not-for-profit that works towards giving people new homes, and $20 gives someone a shower, basically, is the way they've broken it down, just to have some little metrics like that. So $20 gives a shower. That's a lot. Like, that's a great thing. That does a huge difference. And like, all aggregate together, we've been able to provide more than a wall for someone. We've almost given someone a wall and a front door. It's incredible. So it's like every little thing, you know, helps. That's why I like my basic redemption was for a wood hut, which was $5. You know, that because every little bit helps, right? And yeah, it's the same thing for like the Team C's one that I did last month. It's like it's a case of, if you can't donate, then at least having just awareness is important. For something like this, it's a bit trickier, because it's like, well, you feel you're not really doing anything unless you're donating, but you can pass the word on, you can tell other people about it. The charity, technically their goal was to raise 10 million by, if I look up Thankmas, the idea was to raise 10 million by the end of the year. I think they're a bit short of that, but we've got pretty bloody close. 7.6 million. I don't actually know whether or not that is just because they did a stream on December 11th. Jacksepticeye did a big stream on the 11th. Great watch. Would recommend. It's on YouTube. He had Markiplier come on later. He had a few other guys all throughout coming in. So that was cool. Unfortunately, I missed it. Like, I was wanting to actually stream on the day and be part of the event, but I didn't. Couldn't get set up in time. Had too much going on at home. So yeah, that didn't work out. But yeah, it was great. So yeah, their approximate goal, I think, was to get to 10 million by the end of the year, but ultimately anything is great. But it's like the goal is to raise 10 million, and it's like by the end of the year would be great, but it's not necessary. You know, so far as I'm aware, there's no expiry on it. So it's like, watch a bit of that one, long stream. Oh yeah, very long stream. I only watched bits. I kind of just chose bits, because a lot of it was just him sitting at the desk writing people's names and stuff and calling out donations, which is great, but I cut through to the bits where he had guests, basically. I wanted to see the guests that he had on, because they were really entertaining, some of the little games that they played, and the Markiplier bit at the end was just hilarious. Like, the amount of improv vamping that Mark can just do off the cuff is just hilarious. And still be just like such a genuinely nice guy when he kind of when he switches off the streamer mode. You can tell there's like a bit of a switch just flips in his brain sometimes, where it's like, okay, he's in go mode. It was good fun. But yeah, it's a case of like the charity is not going to close. I'm fairly sure. Like, it's I mean, New Story as a charity, they are just an entity that exists, right? So it's a case of you can just keep them in mind, and then in future, if there's a similar sort of event, or you just happen to have a bit of spare and are wondering who do you donate to, they're there. It's an option. There's so many good causes, it's really hard to choose which ones to support. That's where it is kind of a case of being driven by like content creators and stuff have good power in just giving visibility to things, is what it comes down to. I'd never heard of News Story as a charity until the Thankmas thing was announced. And that's how that you kind of get that visibility, is by having people who have a platform, using it for a good thing, giving that visibility. And that's just part of what I was hoping to achieve. It's a case of, I don't expect everyone to be able to donate. Like I said before, I didn't even expect to get anyone coming in on it as such. It was kind of, a shot in the dark, hoping that, hey, maybe there's some, some ability to do some good here. But at the very least, we can do some good by making people aware that this thing exists. And, yeah. That's all we can ask for, really. This thing exists, it has a purpose, we're trying to do some good. And then maybe someday, come across $10 on the street, pass it on, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Because especially it's helping people like, a lot of their focus at the moment is in Central America, I think, where, governments aren't particularly stable, they don't have much in the way of like assistance for their population. Yeah, it's a bit of a hard time for people, so yeah, it's good to help out other communities that otherwise you can't reach like directly because it's very far away. What was I going to do? I was thinking of making some like tables and stuff. I can make some tables and chairs, would be nice. Just furnish things a little bit. Also, I need to get some lunch at some point, to be fair, so I might need to go do that. Interior wood ramp. Do I know how to make interior wood stairs? Do they just come with the... yeah, interior wood stairs. I want to see what they look like. So I'm just going to make one of those. I'm going to make some more refined wood as well. I don't need 91 of them. Especially since it's 10 for each one. Let's just make 9 and have 100 of those. So if we get rid of these stairs... I do like the rustic look, but I'm very curious to see what the refined wood is like. And make that stairs. I mean, that does look nice, doesn't it? It's very clean. Very nice. It's more machined, which is pleasant. Got the bed up here already. Just finished dinner. Recommend eating? Yeah. I didn't get up till late. I could not sleep last night very well, so I was up until late anyway, and then I didn't get started until late, so I haven't had... I had breakfast late, but I do need to have lunch. I'm gonna make some bone arrows. I need to make a few things and then just leave them in the bench down here. So I need more bones for that. But I can just leave things in the crafting bench here now. Just leave that there. Got a wood bow. I can make a longbow if I get more bones and leave one of those there as well. Just for if I find myself dropping in and not having anything again, then at least I've got it. 'Cause basically I just want to finish with a clean inventory. Yeah, it seems really inconsistent what you kind of start with in these places. So let's make some tables and chairs. One for everyone, basically. You can't actually sit in the chairs, unfortunately. A little bit rude, but I'm going to need more copper. Yeah, I need more copper nails. Do I have more copper? Yes, I just haven't worked at all. Good. Let's make another 100 nails. Oops. Pop, 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 pop. Bing. Let's go put some tables down. You get a table, and you get a table. Everyone gets a table. It's more like a desk, I think. I have a table over by the window. It would be more like a desk. Oh. There we go. And another. Go. And there you go. Oops. Desks for everyone. I can make some nicer doors and windows and stuff too if I want. I've not really played around with these things before, the interior wood pieces, because generally I'm much more about just utilitarian stuff in this game. Like, I just make the bare minimum a lot of the time. I spend my points very wisely as I'm going through the game. But this character is maxed out in terms of levels now. I have a lot of blueprint points spare, so I've just been investing in a few other bits and pieces. And then I've just started a new character that is the one that I was doing that gathering mission with. Because I wanted to do different talents and they do not currently have a respec option. They're looking at how to do a respec option and having it so it would be like, let's face it, like that. So unfortunately you can't sit in the chairs, they haven't done animations for that, but there's also no need to, so that's fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah, talent points and stuff, yeah. They haven't added a respec ability yet. They might. It'll likely be in the form of using some of the exotic materials in order to be able to do that. So it's like you need to get to a certain point or have a character to a certain point before you can do that. I like that idea. It's a fair enough way of doing it. It's also just really easy to make a new character and level them up. Like, I just started that hunting gathering mission the other day with a completely new character, and I'm already almost level 30, I think, in it. Especially when you consider that the best way of leveling a character is hunting. Like, especially predators, hunting wolves and bears gets you a lot of XP. And you need to do so much hunting in that mission that you end up with a lot. So you level really quickly. I'm going to leave that longbow there now. So that's just there for the next person to use. I'm going to put these in here as well. Got some leather to just stick in here for making more stone things. I'll take those out as well to put in here. Just leaving things kind of half stopped. I think any time I stream Icarus, pretty much, I'm, at least for the next little while, I think I'm going to just run the same overlay and stuff and just have the same thing going. And whatever I'm doing, like, if people drop a dono that results in something, then I can swap across. And like I was doing before, I can just swap across and build another little hut, build another little house. And yeah, and expand the village. I want to surround this lake. Ideally, I really want to surround this lake. Just have this nice little village here around this lake. There's another lake just off to the right there, so, you know, if we have to expand, we can. That's cool. You can also create more and more of these outposts. I don't think there's even a limit, because they're stored locally on your PC. I don't think there's even a limit on what you can, like, how many you can have. You've just got the maps. There's another map. There's two more maps, actually. There's another forest one, and then there's a Arctic one. The Arctic one sounds a bit miserable, because unless you start with a suit of armor that gives you cold resistance, you're gonna be in for a bad time. I wish they'd done a desert outpost map instead. I think desert would have been better, because you just need to build yourself a shelter there. You don't need to worry about keeping yourself warm. So I wish they'd done a desert outpost instead. But yeah, they're doing a lot with this game. They are. Yeah, that's the thing. They've rolled out updates pretty much every week since it came out. Not sure if they have this week because holidays. But yeah, they've been doing a lot. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining that there isn't enough in the game. Like, it's like, oh, I've done all of the missions. It's like, if you've done all the missions, that means you've probably sunk like 100 hours or more into the game anyway. I've got more than 100 hours and I haven't done all the missions. So, you know, at what point do people feel that they've got their money's worth these days? I just can't understand it. Like, people saying that, oh, there's not enough in-game content. This isn't an MMO. It's a multiplayer co-op game. It's not an MMO. It's not like... They are not building the game with the idea that it is the only game people will play. You know, you do a mission here and there. You do like a mission a week or something. You spend a bit of time with your friends on a weekend just playing through a mission. You know, it's not an end game grind game. And it shouldn't be. I hope that they don't make it like that. There's some repetition to it. You can redo things over and over again a little bit. But otherwise, it's basically you spend your time going through the mission tree, which they have expanded. They've added like 6 missions or more since release as well. The farming one that I was just doing is a new one. Yeah, it's a case of there is a certain amount of progression. There's already 2 DLCs on the horizon, so it's like, if you've already burnt yourself through this game by doing all of the content, maybe you should take a break and wait for the DLC, because sounds like you might have an unhealthy habit developing. Or go grind Destiny 2 or something, you know. Yeah. It's funny. People are funny. And it's funny as well because there's on the one hand people saying that, oh, there's not enough to do and it's too easy and all of that. And then you've got other people saying like, it's too hard, like that, and the punishment is too great and like solo play is impossible. It's like, no, it's not. You have to be more careful. You have to be much more careful. There are missions that are hardcore where you don't get a revive. Don't do those solo. Unless you don't mind losing that character and starting another one, don't do hardcore missions solo for a start. But other than that, solo play is eminently doable. You lose your XP down to the top of the last level, yes. So what? It's easy to get back. XP comes really easily, especially once you start hunting things. Like, I don't like the term of get good, but there is a bit of that. If you're finding it too difficult, then maybe just spend some time in the outpost. You only get like 25% XP in the outpost, but there's no predators, there's no tough storms. You can just level your character over time by just logging, mining, building. There's so many things that give you, pretty much everything that you directly do with your character gives you XP. You can just build yourself a sickle, craft yourself a sickle, get all of the fibers that you can just in your inventory, make a ton of bandages, and that'll level you up. It's tedious, but it'll level you up. And it's a safe way of doing that. Or you just do the introductory missions and get to the point where you've got the first hub opened up. And there's some really safe missions that you can do there. Stop speedrunning Icarus. Yeah, exactly. It's not a speedrun game. It can be. There's a couple of missions that you can do in like 15-20 minutes. There's one that gives you like 50 or 75 gold, I think, or credits. And you can just run that one back 15-20 minutes at a time and just accumulate so much money and then unlock a ton of stuff. That's what I did with my first character. I redid that mission like 10 times. And I even did it on stream, I think. I did it like 10 times. And was able to afford a better suit, I think. The canteen, the pickaxe, the movement speed module. Yeah, all of that stuff I was able to just afford straight out the gate. You can kit yourself out really well without needing to get the exotics. So yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I have a separate little thing that I'd set up. Like that. There we go. Get rid of me. There we go. And not that one. That one. Be right back. I'm going to go get some lunch. And yeah, I'm just going to leave this going. If people come by and feel like donating and stuff, then I can keep expanding this village. And if they don't, then that's fine. I need lunch. Enjoy the music. Really sure my audio setup? We'll find out. Got myself some sandwiches, and I'm fairly sure my audio setup is such that it shouldn't come through the microphone when I'm chewing. Do tell me if that's the case and if you find it objectionable. I know that some people don't have an issue with people, like, eating on stream and stuff. It is just something you have to do as a human being, after all. I mean, the sound of the character eating in the game is more objectionable, probably. At least I'm not having crunchy snacks. But it's just easier if I just eat as I go rather than muting and unmuting all the time. What do we want to do with ourselves now? We've got tables and chairs for everyone. I am also tempted to work on some of the higher tech things. I could make myself a concrete mixer again. I haven't actually experimented with concrete buildings before. Feels like too much investment generally for casual, or not casual gameplay, actual gameplay. So I haven't bothered. But I do wonder if it might be worth it. It's definitely got a lot more insulation, so it would be really good in the Arctic zones to have concrete. But I don't know how heavy it is compared with stone is the other thing. Stone building pieces are like 10 kilos each. I think if there's a place to experiment, it would be here. My machining bench, however, is up at my other house, so let's make a run. Berry buff going again. I know I need a lot of silica, is the other thing for that. So I may as well grab a bunch now. Get my stamina recharge. There we go. Lots of silica, lots of stone. That looks like I need more oxide too. I really should have bought the oxygen tank with me, but never mind. I did have a concrete mixer already, but unfortunately I put it in the wrong part of my base and it got destroyed by a storm. So now I need to make another one. That should be fine. Because I do already have a concrete furnace. So what do I need? Yeah, 40 stone. I need 2 more rope. Some wood. Do I have any wood in here? I do. I don't have any spare stone anywhere though, I don't think. Yeah, 20 iron ingots and 8 nails. I do. Oh, 20... Don't have any nails, but I can make them. Charcoal is used for some things, but not many things. Rid of those. I didn't need this many nails, did I? I needed 8, not 80. Whatever. And then 40 stone, and I'll need a lot more stone when I actually start making making the concrete. And I'll need more silica. The main thing I'm curious about is just how heavy concrete building blocks are. I can't remember exactly how many I need, but I need some tree sap too, don't I? I think I've got a bunch of sticks. I need more though. Oh, just a few more. Let's go. Oh, I've got a bunch of iron in here as well. Oh yeah, because I was going to make steel. But I didn't in the end. I need steel for concrete stuff though, don't I actually? So yeah, steel screws and rebar. Yeah, screws and rebar. Do I have any steel actually in here currently? No. Oh, because my last character didn't actually have it unlocked. Oops. That's right. Let's just make 10 steel for now. Then that goes in here. There's the textile bench. We can make it. Good. Concrete mixer. Now, this time it should be safe to put it over here. Oh, there is a gap in the floor there, though, actually. Maybe I should fix that, too. It's fine. Sure, it's fine. So, yes, tree sap. I need a bunch of tree sap. That's why I came in here before. Tree sap. Bonk. that's enough to make a bunch of that. Need more silica. No, I need to take the titanium ore out. There we go. Yeah, sure. Oh, where's... No, so if I put the titanium in, it'll want to do that first, so I need to wait till the steel's done. Yeah. How many more can we make? Oh, I need more stone now as well. I've got my steel, good. Titanium can go back in. I'm just turning it off now anyway, because I don't actually care about titanium right now. Here we can make the steel rebar, we make 10 at a time, and screws we make a ton at a time. Oh, we make concrete here. Okay, I thought... Interesting. That's fine. 11 is not enough to really make that much things, but... Those in there, put the steel in here as well, why not? Yeah, so in here we'll put the rest of the stone and the tree sap. So just need more stone at some point. So a concrete wall, for example. Oh, that uses 10 rebar just by itself. Okay, so it's very steel intensive. That's tough. Okay, so I would need 1 floor and 4 walls normally for a little hut. The beams are fairly irrelevant, I think. Let's just do a floor which we'll use as a roof and a wall for now. So how heavy are these? They're only 5 kilos. Okay, so they are half the weight of stone. That's good to know. That means that it is more viable for then carrying around for use in the, like, setting up an Arctic or something. So we need a lot more stone. Let's go foraging. Ow. I need my stamina buff back on as well. And I don't have any meat on me. It's all in my fireplace. That's right. It's fine. I can't remember how much stone is used per node. I think it's just 1. 1 and then 4 silica. Let's run up and see if that's enough anyway. Yeah, that usually works. I don't like using doors. Doors are for keeping other people out, not for me to use. Okay, we can make 10 more to start. And then we're out of silica again, that's why. Still not enough to make many more things, is it? I can get 3 more things. Oh, that's enough for a hut. Cool. So that plus, like, well, probably 8. So we'll do 6 for now. And we'll see how the structural integrity looks like then. Basically, I'm just curious to see what it's like if I put together a little concrete hut somewhere. Just a little concrete thing down here. Just have a little observation bunker. Little overlook. Then do we support that end or this end? I guess we'll do that. And then I need more wood because I can't put a floor on it at the moment. Some more wood. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Plonk, plonk, plonk. So I can make a floor, basically, is the reason. So there's that. And I can make some more posts if I need to, if I feel I need to. So you place that and everything's blue, everything's good. We now put this as a doorway. Okay, and then we do this. So it's green, everything's... Oh shit, no. So that's already not supported well enough. Interesting. Now, if I put horizontal supports, is that good enough? It shows that it's green. It's yellow. Okay, so you do need better support posts. Interesting. What if I put a horizontal one down the bottom? It's slightly greener. So it does become a lot more resource intensive that way. Now, how much does a post weigh? 0.5 kilos. Now it's green again, yeah. We could crossways it as well if we need to. But, so that's interesting to note, that we pretty much have to surround it with wooden beams just to place it down. Or we need concrete beams as well. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Alright, so general integrity of the building is now looking more promising. So we could have like a stack of, but you need like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the 4 underneath. So you need 16. That's a lot. That's 5 kilos for each stack. It's still green. Green, 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 green. Everything's green. Okay. I want a window in this. Okay, so that, yeah, you just need a lot more support. Not at all surprising. But I think aggregate, it would still weigh less than stone. Ah, what's wrong window? And we have ourselves a little concrete hut with a wooden floor. Okay. Well, that's useful experimentation. So resource intensive a little bit in terms of silica and stone and steel. Sorry, just juggling other things. I'm gonna have to take a short break. Honestly, I might just end stream here. I've been going for a while. Or no, we'll just take another little break. I'll just leave it on the other screen. Just gonna park up here. Actually, let's get a good view up the hill, and we'll survey our domain. Is this still going? No, good. Jump up here. Oh, you can even see the village in the distance, that's nice. Right, see you in two places. Kind of weird. Oh, you mean in Discord at the same time? Yeah. Just been jumping between. I just need to take a call, so I'll just be back in a bit again. So we will swap to our second view again, get rid of that, hide that, put that on, and we will mute. And I'll be back in a bit. It might be a bit longer this time than last time, but we'll be back in a bit. Hey, I remember to get rid of the be right back screen this time. I came inside because there was a storm and chowed down a bunch of berries because I noticed that I was about to starve. So let's go back to our settlement. Okay, so we've done a little bit of experimentation with concrete and learned a little bit about adults, so that's good. Still didn't finish my lunch actually. Unfortunately, there's no fish in any of the rivers and stuff in this map, it seems. Kind of annoying. I do wish I'd chosen the other map to set this up on. Maybe next year. Next time I do something like this. Then I think I'm going to have to, yeah, choose the other one. There might be more by then as well. Food low, yes I know, I'm doing something about that. I've got stuff back in my other place. Stuck in the door. I need to do just like a hunting round or something. This will probably be the last time I do stuff in here anyway, unless I like I'll run with the donation overlay and stuff when I go back to doing the other prospect. There we go. Cool. Let's start that up and sleep straight away because I can. There we go. And turn this off again. Oh, it's turning the it's turning the bad stuff into charcoal. That's right. Now I should empty my inventory into here or something. Because I don't know what it'll want me to have when I come back again. Nice morning. Well, it's nice to have an extra house in the village. And there's room for more if people want them. Saved. Bam. 1 second ago. You don't actually like launch off again from those, you can just return to the character screen. Alright, we'll see what I was up to in here. Let's jump back in.
Here we go. You got this.
So what were we doing? We were cooking a bunch of stuff. Oh, we were going to plant more pumpkins, that's right. Split up all of these. One of those in there. Split that. Another one in there. Let's just plant out this field. Split out all of these. I need another stack as well, looks like. Split, 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 and split. Because for some reason, when you try and place multiple in, then it often eats on an entire stack, and I don't want that happening. There we go. Pop. 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 Ding, ding, ding. Cool. So I'm pretty optimistic that we're gonna be set for pumpkins maybe after the next run, like after the next crop rotation. And we've pretty much got all of the meat we need now, because I wanted to make sure I had like 160 or so, and we're pretty much good for that. Which means I can just run there and back without having to actually take a lot of time to hunt things, so that's kind of useful. I think it's time to take more of these out and put them in the fireplace, because I believe the fireplace is actually more efficient. Like, I think it cooks quicker. How long does it take? It doesn't really say how long it takes, does it? Who knows if it did? But it's ticking through pretty quickly, and if I look at one of these... it's about the same. Okay, well maybe I do put them all back in then. I also think I'm probably almost there regardless. So, there's also that. 5 back in there, and 5 back in there. Just juggling between 3 different things. And put those in here. I'm gonna eat one of these because it's almost gone anyway. 4, I've got 5 more to go in there. 3 more to go in here. 4 more to go in there. Bomp. Those have ages to go. Still early in the morning. I'm kind of hoping there'll be a storm while I'm waiting. 2 more to go. We're almost there. Honestly, could probably just go now. But something in me hates leaving things unfinished. Let's keep that one. Will fill out soon. Cool, that's that finished. And that one. And that one. Cool. That's all the meat that I care about, I'm fairly sure. Let's just eat that. And just bump, 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 bump. This is so much meat, this is way more than I need. Perfect. I'd rather have more than less. There's a bear over there. Oh, he's going up the hill. Great, that's the way I need to go. Oh, I need my stamina buff. Should grab more fish from the lake. Hopefully I'll miss the bear. He's over there. Good. We'll stay further right. Go behind the wolf if we can, because I don't care about killing a damn thing at this point. That'll help me level up, I guess. We are still leveling up this character after all, but ultimately. I'm gonna drop this off now, because why not? And we'll just wait to get struck by lightning, I guess, because there's no cover around here. I'll just hollow out a rock. I just I just put my pickaxe away. I need 6 stone so that I can even hollow out a rock. Let's grab these. Yeah. And make that. I don't actually need that. And now we're just gonna bunker down in here. Basically, I just don't want to get struck by lightning if I can avoid it. Cool, that's the storm gone. Basically, I'd rather just not be set on fire, which does happen if you get struck by lightning in this game. So I'm going to be glad of being finished this mission. It's not quite as enjoyable as some of the others. If you were playing with multiple people, this would be so much easier because one person could be out hunting, the other person could be back at home just tending the crops and juggling things between fireplaces and doing the ice boxes and stuff like that. And another person can just be making runs to and from the drop pod. Also, you'd just put your you'd probably put your base somewhere more in between. I should have anyway. I should have put my base down by this lake instead, I think, because then it would have been like in between. I was more fixated on being closer to the veggie plot, and also I just like that lake had. Oh look, pumpkins. But I can get them on the way back. Well, they'll survive if I get them now, eh? There you go. 3 bonus pumpkins. I don't know if I'll need them, but hey. It would be hilarious if that ends up being like the difference between being able to just complete it or having to wait for another crop cycle. I mean, I would have been done by this mission by now, I think. If I'd just started with an existing character that already knew how to make crop plots. There's the words. I speak English. Yeah, if I'd already known how to make them, but I had to level to level 15 to even unlock them. So that took a while. And ice boxes as well. So if you already started with, which you're meant to do, like this mission is pretty deep in the tree, I think, if I remember rightly. It's a little way down. You've at least already done, or you should have done, the first couple of missions. I was hoping that the numbers were going to be lower. Like, needing that many crops is pretty punishing. And the fact that the dropship not being refrigerated. Like, this should have solar panels that extend out the sides, and it should be refrigerated.
For my money, that's all.
Zoom. I was fully expecting the blowback from that to just kill me. That would have been hilarious. You just take so much damage from it launching off that it just kills you. It would have been nice if it gave a little countdown, like, you know. Just give it a little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 would be nice. This is another nice lake to base yourself. That's the other thing, is it would have kind of been nice if the veggie drop pod was this one instead. For the vegetable shipment. The farming shipment, rather. I mean, they do call it a farming shipment, not a gathering shipment, so there's your clue that you are meant to farm things. But the carrots and the berries and the watermelon, I actually got all of those just by gathering. It's just the pumpkins and the squash. Part of the problem was I was doing it too piecemeal. And part of the problem was they're just... Oh. I won't bother collecting those rest of those watermelons. I was just going to be cute and just have some more that I was going to shove into the drop pod. But I don't care about shooting anything else at this point. Yeah, I was doing it too piecemeal earlier, and I was making the mistake of I was running to the hunting drop pod and collecting things for the farming drop pod. And that means that I'm running there and back again, which is just stupid. Like, that was just... mistakes were made. That was just a very bad decision. Actually, I should probably hunt something to make sure that I have enough food. I can do that when I get to my base. Or I might be able to just leave as soon as I get there. But yeah, that's... If I'd done things smarter from the start, then I could have been well and truly done by now. And made fewer trips to and from. Because, yeah, basically the idea is I should have been running to the hunting drop pod and just taking notes, like marking on a map silhouette where crops were that I encountered along the way. And then on the way back, maybe gather some carrots, because they last for ages. Carrots and berries, they stack more and last longer. And then just based on the number of things that I'd found, be able to concentrate on the next thing. So watermelons there is a ton of, the fact that there's still plenty knocking around. And even 200 pumpkins is just absurd. Like, that's a big number. They are the easiest ones to find, though. Squash are the hardest to find. If squash was more like 80 required, and maybe 120 watermelon instead, then I think that would be better balanced. And I think I still would have been able to find that many watermelon just in the wild. And like 600 for the hunting shipment was quite a lot. Definitely as soon as I started actually making ice boxes and being smart about it. I was trying to just bum rush it and do it through brute force and ignorance. Especially since I was leveling the character, so it's a case of, well, I don't want to do nothing while I'm just leveling. But ultimately, you end up just making more work for yourself. Nice showers should help grow our crops though. Now, did I bring anything else with me? I don't think I bothered. Did I have an axe and a knife? I need to check my crafting bench and stuff when I get back to base. I can't remember if I had, like, a station axe and a station knife. I think I might have, and then I swapped to just bone knife and stone axe. That's kind of all you need a lot of the time. That's the other thing though, is if I had gone to iron tech, if I'd gotten an iron knife, then I guess that would have had a higher amount of meat gathered most of the time. Better yet, if I'd gone to platinum. Maybe it's the sort of thing, maybe I should run this back another time. I probably will at some point. I'll just run it back and like If I do this optimally, then how long will it take me? This is the second day that I've put into this. I don't know exactly how much playtime I've put into it, but it's been a few hours each night for the last couple of nights. I wonder how long I'll have to wait for my crops now. The fact that I was only using a wooden house for a lot of it as well, so I was having to like come back and repair things, also significant. Okay, still keep hearing that boar. It sounds like there's something stuck under the map, that's for damn sure. I could actually cook like some stuff. It looks like melons you don't cook, you must just always eat them. I could cook some pumpkin. That seems risky given that I still need more pumpkin. Seems unwise. Yeah, and then I should move the pumpkin across to here. So what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's got 94. Which is almost half, isn't it? I'm probably I'll need to do another crop plantation, won't I? Because these only get like 3 or 4 per. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Well, if I get 4 from everything, then I might be fine. But otherwise, I'm going to need more. Oh well. That'll be a bit annoying because I'll have to just waste time for a while. Do some more hunting. And this lake being completely devoid of fish is kind of weird. So I'm gonna check down by the lake over here actually. I could also just pop up to the desert. Oh, that's out of bounds, no, but I could go down to that desert. Yep. There's also the idea of if I built a skinning bench, but again, I think that would have been worse because you're then having to cart corpses all the way back all the time. It'd be the sort of thing that you could always carry one back with you every now and then, but otherwise I don't think worth. Fish check. Oh, there's fish down here. Okay, good. There's melons too. Though I didn't end up needing more melons. Isn't there a cave down here? I thought there was a cave down here. Oh yeah, there is. It's covered up. I'm gonna hit things with my axe because it's funny. Are there poison fish? Yes. I'm fairly sure the fish just constantly respawn as well. You want to keep your eye on the poison ones. Or poison piranhas. Apparently you even got close enough to hit me. Apparently I have really long arms. Ah, you bastard. See, that's why you gotta keep your eye on them. Now I'm taking poison damage. Boo this fish. Boo. Boo. Okay, let's go back. Oh, and I got frostbite by swimming in there for too long as well. Yeah, oh dear. There's buffalo. That's a thought. Should probably learn fur armor while I'm here. I don't need to make any necessarily, but I'll go back to my base and I'll just check over my blueprints and see which things I should be learning. Because fur armor is more or less a necessity in the Arctic. Much as some people seem intent on trying to say that it isn't. I get some of the naysayers online about the game going, oh, but all you need is the cloth armor and your bow. So, maybe. But good luck staying warm in the Arctic. You used to be able to. In early betas. Then the Arctic was too mild. They have changed it since. Trying to hold back a cough, not a good idea. Because I've tried that more recently, where it's like, oh, I used to be able to just run through the Arctic. I'll just go in with, just with some cloth armor and I'll be fine. No. Even during the daytime with no storm. Still too cold. It's just as it should be. Halfway there. I mean, I could go foraging further and see if I can find some more. I haven't gone all the way down here. Maybe I can find some more if I just go for a bit of a run down there. I was going to check for some of the more... Yeah, I did have a knife and an axe. There we go. So I'll make sure to take that with me. Ah, I've got a talent to spend as well. So what do I care about here? I could work towards these movement speed ones. Okay, move speed while crouching. Stem region of taking damage. Eh, don't know. But it's a way to get to the harder to detect one in stealth, which might be nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 there, 7. How many do I have left? I have 15 plus 30, 35, 40. I have 18 left to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 6 if I only just go 2 in that. So that's 6. 7. 8, 9, 10. No, sorry. Yes, that's 6, 7, just 4 in there, 8, 9. 10, 11. I can just get to these, I think, if I also go for these. So maybe I concentrate on these if I really want them. The desert one, it's mostly the cold one that I want. Movement speed in the Arctic, and it's just the 15% cold resistance. That's a big one. The forest one I don't care too much about. Even the desert one I don't care. Canteen, don't care about what consume. Arctic, that cold resistance is big, especially when there's storms. Because even sheltering overnight in a stone thing, I guess if I make concrete, then it's not so bad. Concrete is not too bad to make, I've since discovered. So it could be alright. But it would be nice. And then it'll just be a case of maybe I can just pepper some more through here. I do wish that I'd put those into there instead. Movement speed is good. I don't care too much about the rest of the bow tree now, though. I don't care about any of these. Previously I was putting stuff into the pickaxes and like reducing stamina cost and stuff. It's like, I don't know if I care. This character is about different things. This one is a bit awkward. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered with this. But I'm getting an extra yield from mining. It says iron, but I think it applies to all metals. Which is great for gold and copper. So I could put one more on that, maybe. Nice. I had to put all the ones in these other trees just to get to this point, unfortunately. We'll go down that way. Why not? Tier 2. Fur armor. I mean, it also gives better physical protection too, which is important. Carpentry bench, I want the hedgehog at the very least. Don't care as much about a lot of the other stuff, for the interior stuff. That's for later. That's for when I care about making things pretty. I have my other character for that, for in the outpost, so I don't need it for this one yet. Steel bloom, carbon paste, get those. Gunpowder, maybe. I don't care too much about guns. Flint arrows can be useful, just use up extra iron once you've passed that stage. Rain reservoir, it's not too useful to be honest. You're never that far from water. Your only advantage is not getting dysentery from it, but that's not that punitive. Platinum knife, 200 yield from skinning, 66 to 70. What's iron? Also 200 yield. Less melee damage. Wood leather, iron nail. Wood leather platinum. Platinum's usually easy enough to come by. As opposed to this was 150 yield, bone knife is also 150 yield, so not a huge difference to be honest. In this case, is it worth even putting the point into it? It's a case if you don't use platinum for other things, it's pretty much just, okay, I can make some tools out of platinum. It makes no sense to me. But you can. Then you can get a titanium knife, which is 225 yield. It's a bit of a step up. But except for this mission, don't care too much about the yield from knives. You can just shoot more things. I think I just the durability is the other advantage. Durability, so you don't have to keep repairing it, is the other advantage. I'll probably end up unlocking a bunch of those things, but for now I can't. So we've got the fur armor at least. Flint arrows could also be nice. Does give you just a good damage boost. They do break easier though, I think. 30% break chance, whereas bone arrows are like 20? Yeah, which is really odd. Oh, it's nighttime again. Oh, and those are these flowering? Not quite. They're at the next stage, they're 2/3. Okay, you... sleep while I think of it. There we go. You guys can go, oops, go in here. And I'm gonna eat you and you. And berry buff as well. Cool. So I have 94 pumpkin. So these still have a ways to go. Just get some XP, shall we? Sure, we'll pick it up anyway. Actually, yeah, let's just do the take all. Because we can make more bone arrows just to get some more XP out of it as well. Some sticks. basically the idea is if I go past the dropship and south, and we'll just take a look down there. If I can find some more pumpkins, then great, because it's all just adding up to the possibility of not having to plant more crops. I split my attention between things far too much earlier and had like half squash, half pumpkin, and that was before I even had ice boxes, which means that a lot of them went to waste. It was very bad thinking. I was not doing smart crop strategy early on. Pumpkins, yeah, there we go. Sweet. Rewarded. That's another 4 pumpkins. Good. To be fair, I was doing it late at night, so I'll use that as my excuse for why I wasn't thinking too clearly about it. I also wish that the crops loaded in from further away like creatures did, instead of being tied to the foliage distance. Because if you increase the foliage draw distance, you can see them from further away, but there's also more bushes in the way, so then you can't see them from further away. Like if I crank this up, it's a lot of stuff around. You can see there's some carrots right here. It's harder to see everything else because there's too much in the way. Which for solo play, traditionally I like having low foliage because it makes it easy to see predators from further away. So you can see bears and wolves and stuff from further away. You get a little bit more advance warning. Is it cheesy? Yes. Does it make it a bit more pleasant to play single player? We'll see. I also just don't like the large amount of ground cover underneath the pine trees. Doesn't make much sense to me. I don't even need melons, but I'm just picking them up because I can. More carrots. There are so many carrots, that's the other thing. It's like you don't need, well, you need a 250 of them to be fair. But they stack up to 100, and they don't decay as quickly as anything else. And they're just everywhere. I feel that maybe the carrots should be a little bit rarer. Maybe I should have needed to deliver more carrots and fewer pumpkins. Would be nice. Right, yeah, so we're going down into this basin all the way down here. Lots of buffs active at the moment, which is nice. But we don't have anything on us, I just realised. I've got to actually bring any more meat supplies with me. But whatever. We should survive. Shouldn't need too many. Pick our way down here. So there's not a huge amount of area that I haven't already covered. But it's just those little areas that sometimes have a few extra plants just scattered around. So if I can find another patch of pumpkins, all the better. Already got a few, which is nice. What are we sitting at? We've got, oh, we only got 4. Yeah. Well, who knows? A few more would be nice. Okay, so can we see them from a bit further away? Oh, there's a wolf. Let's just kill you, because you're a bit too close for comfort. I was also meant to drop my other tools off the drop pod, that's right. Never mind. So that way, if I do get taken out, if I run afoul of a bear or something, then it won't matter. I can just not recover my stuff. Except for pumpkins, maybe. It'd be nice if there was cabbages. So I could go, my cabbages! Some squash, I don't need that anymore. But I'll grab it. Squash is so hard to find compared to the others. There's these little clumps. Ooh, yeah. They're just little clumps in the ground. Just slightly darker growth. It's really hard to see them amongst everything else. Those carrots stick out. Pumpkins are obviously very obvious. Because they're orange. Nice if there's some more of them, just saying. So we'd already covered most of this valley, it was just a case of going right to the edges up this part here, really. That one? That was one. Yeah. Those were harder to spot. Overgrown. I can come back with a good dozen or so. Yeah. Yep. I was just going to take all and make more arrows, that's right. Where's he? Oh, there. Ran straight past him. It is just a case of going to the edge there and working. Oh, there's some pumpkins down here. I should probably skin this first while I think of it. Berries, berries, berries. Ooh, lots of pumpkin. Nice. Is that all of them? Let's go back up onto these rocks here so I can get a good view down. Is that another one over here? No, just berries. Carrots. Okay, we can go up this ridge here and see if there's any more melons. Lots of squash. We're done with squash. Nice little patch up this way. We seem to get just these little alcoves where there's lots of plantations. There's the level up. Good. Where's that gone? Yeah, wolfie, 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 there you are. Not that it matters, I could just leave him be, but... Yomp. Take this. What's it doing? Increased resistance, sure. Will do. More pumpkins, perfection. It's kind of annoying as well that there's like three, like visually, when you pick up pumpkins in the wild, there's 3 or so on each plant, but you pretty much only ever get 1. You get more from the ones that you grow, usually, but you don't get many from the ones in the wild, and that's kind of annoying. What have we got? Got 14, though one of them will probably spoil on the way back. Some more. So at least that the new stack won't spoil as quickly. So yeah, some improvements to crops would be nice. Like, I feel the wild ones should give you like 3 per node, 2 or 3 per node. Because they are just a one-off thing, so if they give you more, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So it should be 2 or 3 per node for pumpkins. Because, I mean, carrots, often I was getting like 2, but they're clearly visually only 1. Are these carrots? 2 carrots, but I just pulled up 1 carrot. So, you know, actually, where are they? I should actually eat those. There we go. I don't know where they went. Oh, there. Carrot. Consume. Just gonna eat both of those. Oh, hello. Perfect. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That should be 3 pumpkins, please. 3 pumpkins, 1 carrot. And there's like 2 melons there. So yeah, 3 pumpkins, 1 carrot. Maybe 1 or 2 squash. I can't remember what the thing looks like for them. More pumpkins in here. Good. Glad I came this way. And again, if I'd been more exhaustive about exploring things, then I probably could have gathered all of the pumpkins that I needed from the wild and just been able to tick it off immediately. Just in like 1 or 2 sweeps. But I was far too piecemeal about it and wasted far too much time doing meat runs instead. Yeah, here's the squash. So there's like 2 squash at least. So it should be, yeah, it should be 2 squash. It should be 3 pumpkins. And 2 melons per node. This makes sense. More severe winds. I can't survive those entirely, but I do have lots of time. Let's just get back. Yeah, I'm gonna go up this way. I will deviate for more pumpkins if I see them. I think I'm pretty safe now that even with the kind of very average range of the ones that I've planted, I think I should be able to finish it all now without another planting round. I think. But obviously the more the merrier. I would rather go over if I can. Those are just berries. Also got to worry about not getting hit on the head by a tree, because that's a thing that can happen. I know what I need to be back under cover by the time that it hits the red zone, and then there'll be a black zone after that, that I definitely want to be home by. So the drop pod is this way. Yeah. Ah, there it is. This isn't where I parked my car. There we go. Yeah, I'm about to lose 1 pumpkin. But that's still like 2 dozen, which is nice. But I feel that might just be the tipping point. What I need. Survive on planet for 15 hours. Well, I guess that answers my question of how long I've been spending, because this character has not been anywhere else. I've only played this mission with this character. So it's been a 15-hour mission, which is a bit of a slog. But that's been like a full leveling experience and a learning experience because I did not do things as optimally as I should. I tried to take shortcuts. Some worked out, some did not. I'm getting to the red zone now. I can just hollow out a rock if I need to. I feel there might be a rock up here that I've already done that with, actually. Did I already take refuge in one of these up here previously? I feel I may have. Not that one, not that one, this one? Hey! There we go. Nice. Could run for it now and maybe get to the cave before the black zone hits. So it's just over this hill. I might even be able to get all the way to my house. So it's not too far now. Certainly learning this terrain well. Yeah, I can get to my house. Cool. So the walkway is probably going to get obliterated. Are these finished yet? They must be pretty close. Very close. Perfect timing. Lovely. Why is this still going? No, actually. Sure, keep going. Bomp, bomp, bomp. Cool. You know what? I'm going to cook some squash, because I haven't cooked squash before. I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm going to work on you. Oh, you're still cooking meat. Okay, well, once you're finished... Well, they cook quickly at least. Good, because they're only 44 seconds until it's spoiled. Oh. Roast squash modifier. They last a little bit longer then. How much stomach space do I even have? 1, 2, 3 space. I think that's all I have. Extra maximum stamina and melee damage. Interesting. Not very useful, but interesting. Are you ready yet? So close. Oh, let's do some repairs, shall we? That's my lightning rod. It's been hit a couple of times. I think it's now half the height that it was. Yes, they are coming to fruition. Oh, the other thing that disappointed me is I thought that I'd be able to use the sickle on, like, crops to increase the amount that I got from them, and that was not the case, and that disappointed me. A lot of 4s so far. I like to see that. Because I think with all, like, 3s and 4s I was good even without the stuff that I just gathered. That was more for something to do in the meantime. There's a 2 though, and another 2. And another 2. 3, 2, yeah. So now we're getting some low rolls. So that's all 10s in there. So that's 120. 30, 40, 50, 60, 167, 171, 175, 177, 180, 183. We are going to be very close. I think I'm going to be slightly disappointed. Definitely on the 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go, and they're all almost ready. These ones are just coming up now. Got 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17. I think I'm a little bit short, which is really annoying. Let's take all of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that the perfect amount? I think we might be absolutely spot on. How many spots is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We need 20, don't we? Let's just dump everything in our crafting bench. Backup bow can go in there as well. We already had one. We need a... We'll keep our arrows just in case. Well, let's start loading up. And then we can put these back in here. I think that's perfect. Quickly before they rot. Urgent mission. Imagine if a bear came out of nowhere and just swiped me before I could deliver. Look at all the squash rotting. It's hilarious.
That's it.
Oh, satisfying. It wasn't so hard, was it? It wasn't hard, it was just tedious. There's that bear I was talking about. Return to dropship. That's all, folks. We finished it after all. And if I'd put better thought into it in the first place, maybe laid these out better. If I had actually, if I'd had an existing character, and therefore, I'm just gonna leave all the stuff here, I guess. If I had an existing character, had been able to go straight to stone, then I would have made a bunch of like stone platforms. Because then I wouldn't need to worry about like the... Because I put them on the ground because I was worried that the storms would break. If they broke the platform underneath it, then the crock pots would also break, which seems feasible. So if I'd been able to go straight to stone, it takes like half an hour pretty much to get a stone building set up. But it takes longer to level yourself to get to that point, because you need to be level 15 before you can build stone structures. So that was the bit that took a while. And then it was a case of I was trying to do things while I was leveling, and yeah, I shouldn't have. I should have just concentrated on just the hunting elements. Yeah, sounds like. Because if I concentrated on just the hunting elements, then it wouldn't have mattered if I had a lot of wastage from the meat that I was getting, because I was never really going to finish that off until I got ice boxes anyway. Or I could have. Like, the inefficiencies of the meat gathering was a lot less punishing than the inefficiencies of the veggie gathering, because they stack to 20, and their decay timer is 20 minutes or thereabouts, if not longer than 20 minutes, I feel. Do I have any on me? I do. So if I eat that, 1600 seconds. Well, 1200 seconds is 20 minutes. It's more like 25 minutes. So it's every 25 minutes you lose one off the stack. So once you have like 400 in there, you've got 20 stacks, so you're losing 20 every 25 minutes, but you can gather a lot more than that in that time.
That's it. You did it.
I did.
Icarus is a wild place, but it ain't got nothing on you.
Victory!